for the bearishness, we are still looking for let me take this out. We are still looking for more bearishness on gold, okay, which is price retesting this area, which it has already done. Okay, so our first zone is our 2667 ounce. Then we can go for 100% retracement level, which is all the way down here, which is our 2637 ounce. Peeps, welcome back at my FX right here, the prophetic analyst. So this week we are doing a usual weekly market forecast for the week of the 18th to the 22th of November, which is like the third week of November. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive into the business of the day. And also, if you are not subscribed, please do well to smash the subscribe button, turn on post notifications so that you could be notified as we drop more forex content. Okay, so just like you saw on the previous week, okay, you saw how we predicted XAUUSD sales. Okay, this is still the same zones. This is still the same zones on XAUUSD, which is gold. Okay, we had price on last week. We had price somewhere around in this area, which you can see the before and the after, which I've added somewhere around in this video. And these signals was actually sent live. I called it live on last week weekly market analysis, and price just went to take profits all the way down here. Okay, so you can see the essence of our weekly market forecast and analysis. Okay, so you shouldn't be missing it, and you should also try to watch the video to the end. Okay, because last week we also had over 99.999% accuracy and profit in all our signals and trade calls. All our trade calls were in massive profit, and all also played out into precision. Okay, so if you followed my last week video, you should make a lot of money for yourself, and which most of the signals were also being sent on the free Telegram community. So if you are not on a free Telegram community, please do want to click on the link on the description below to join our Telegram community. We always send free signals there on Telegram. Okay, so you can see the essence of understanding our strategy and how well it's very effective. We had price close somewhere here around Friday last week. So I already told you in last week's video that I have been swinging gold. Okay, I held it throughout the weekend because I already saw that gold was reacting off this my major minor level, okay, on the lower time frame. So there was no need for me to close in that trade, because if I did, it would be difficult for me to get a re-entry. Okay, so but there was also a possibility for a re-entry here for people that also watched the video later, like late. Okay, so price later went all the way to the downside, and like I said, a lot of people made money. And for myself, this was the target. Our target was the 26112 area, 26112 ounce, all the way to that downside. Okay, so which I took profit there. Okay, is one thing to make entries, is another thing to exit, which was a good 1:4.6. So all this was not actually being held. Okay, so I was anticipating some reversals from each of these zones, which is yet to happen. Okay, so moving forward for this coming weeks, let's see how gold has played out. Okay, let's check our daily time frames to see how gold has been. Okay, you can see gold has been selling and has been bearish from this area, which we took that sales and went all the way to our next zone, which we called the 2535 area. Okay, which, like I said, will be added somewhere around in this video. So we predicted, that's why we say we predict 500 to 1,000 pips into the future, and price has been so super bearish since then. So for this week, where are the next level targets that we could be trading gold off? Okay, so it's quite easy peasy. We have, if you are used to our strategy or how we trade, you see how gold is on this current area. Okay, on that zone. All right, we have some range on that zone. So if you look at it on the 1 hour time frame, you see the range properly. Okay, so you can see the range properly, like so. So what I'll do in this case, when there are ranges, what I do, I always mark up my zones, my upper zone and my lower zone. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, whenever price is able or is ready to break out of that area, then we can take our buys or sales opportunities. Okay, so what are we looking for here? So if price is able to do what, to break out of these highs for the bullish scenarios, break retest and a push continuation to our first level, which is a 22612 ounce. Okay, and it can go all the way to our 263 ounce. Okay, for the bullish scenarios. And for the bearish scenarios, we are looking for price patience, also price to clear this level, retest there, and first level we go to our 2527 ounce, then we can go all the way to our 2476 ounce. So gold is quite easy for next week. Just go down to your lower time frames, like your 15 minutes or 1 hour. Okay, we're already on the 1 hour time frame. 15 minutes or 1 hour time frame confirmations is a good trade for us on gold. Okay, so don't miss these areas or those trade calls in which we are looking for next week. Okay, so that's it for gold. And up next is GDP USD. Okay, price to come back to weak into this area. Okay, for the bearishness and the push continuations to this 100% retracement level, which is 1.2860 area. Okay, then we can go all the way to 1.279 area. Okay, for the bearishness. And for the GDP USD, as you can see, GDP USD last week we also predicted the sales continuations for GDP USD. You can see that zone there, which price started selling all the way to the downside. And like I said, we also sent the signal to the free Telegram community, and a lot of money was also being made. So do well to join. Okay, so you can see, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take off most these previous zones. Okay, I'm going to take them off, and gold has been bearish all the way to our 1.2796 area, which was our target. Okay, so I'm going to take it off right now. So where are the next level targets? Okay, without taking much of your time, for this week, for the current week, we have price currently on our area of interest. Okay, on the higher time frame, mind you, this is like a weekly or monthly area of interest. I think like a weekly area of interest. So what we'll be looking for price, we'll give you guys the two-way scenarios as usual. Okay, so actually I'm looking forward for more like a bullish retracement for next week on most of these USD pairs. Okay, because you are going to see why I'm looking for bullish scenarios when we go to the DXY. Okay, so here you can see we have an upper zone and a support here. So we go for our bullishness first, which is our main target first of all. So we're looking for price to break there, retest that zone. Okay, create a new higher high, higher than this other high, then you can bias to the next level of the 1.281 area. Okay, that's for the bullish scenarios. And for the bearish scenarios, right, is just to be patient enough for price to play here. Okay, retest there, then we can go all the way to our 1.5002 area. Okay, so those are bullish and bearish scenarios for GDP USD. Okay, up next is a Euro USD. Euro USD has been bearish. Okay, so the bearish continuations has been so on Euro USD. So what I'm going to do, I'll take this off. That area is invalid right now, so we will be working with the current zones which you have, which is where price currently is, like there. So what are we going to do? Like so what I'm going to do, there's more like a range there. Okay, so we'll mark out our upper zone and our lower zone, which we already have there. So what are we going to look for the coming weeks? For the bullishness, patient enough for price to clear this high, create a new higher high, higher than this high, a retest there, then a push continuation. So probably this first level, okay, 100% retracement level, or we can go to this zone, which is our 1.067 area. Okay, that's it for the bullishness. And for the bearishness, easy busy, to go to your lower time frames, like your hourly, your 1 hour, your 15-minute time frame, wait for price to clear these lows. Okay, mind you, this is our monthly area of interest, so anything that happens here is a price that we can swing or hold for at least a week or two or even more. Okay, we can swing. Like I told you, I've been swinging these trades all the way from the upside. I had to exit on this next zone. Okay, so like 80 to 90% of my trades are always swing trades, which I always swing. Then at my 100% retracement level, I take away 90 to 80% and hold, and I hold 10 to 20% of my trades. Okay, so wait for a retest on that zone, then we go all the way to our 1.2 0.04 area, okay, to the downside. So those are bullish and bearish scenarios for AUD, sorry, for Euro USD. And if you may ask me, I would favor the upside because I'm really looking for reversals. But if price does not play out the way we are looking for, okay, we wouldn't be taking the trades. But that's why we have set principles or strategies for taking trades. So price has to react, okay, has to play out before we react. Okay, we trade what we see and not what we think. Okay, write it there on the comment section. Trade what you see and not what you think. Okay, you only trade when price has played out, okay, not what you feel price should do. Okay, so that's where patience comes into to play. So up next is the DXY. So we have that minor zone like so. For the bullishness, we'll be expecting price to clear that highs, okay, create a new higher high, retest there, and a push continuations to the upside. So where would be our next level target is quite far. You can go for your 1:2, 1:3, but all the way to 1060. Okay, so welcome back. You can see the DXY for last week. Price was somewhere around, I think, somewhere around in this zone. Price closed there, so we were looking for what break, retest, and a push continuations to the upside, which price actually gave us that. But how we had marked out this zone, okay, but if we were to use rectangles, you see that price actually gave us that break and retest. Because if you see this week here, right, from this week to this body and you extend, you see that price clearly gave us that break, that retest, just that I was using lines, okay. And moreover, we don't trade the DXY, so we already know the directional bias of the XY. So you can see the XY has been bullish for last week, massively bullish, and went into our zones of 106, which we also anticipated. The price is more like ranging here. Okay, you can even see the range here from the 4-hour time frame, but if you can't, you can see it on the lower time frame. But even inside that range, price is also giving us a sort of a chart pattern. Okay, you can see something like a head and shoulder. Price is trying to print something like a head and shoulder inside there. Because of time, we may not have time to go into details. Okay, well, let me try to show you guys. Okay, you see that left shoulder, see the head there, and now you have a potential right shoulder. Price is trying to create a potential right shoulder. So what happens, you wait for the break, you wait for price to play these necklines. That's if you're trading head and shoulders. You wait for price to clear that neckline like so, retest there, and push continuations to the next zone. This can be our first zone, which is a 105.85 area. Right, then we can go all the way to our 105 to 76 area. Okay, so why am I saying this? Okay, this is why I'm also looking for reversals. Okay, trend some pullbacks on pace like GDP USD, Euro USD, and the rest. Okay, all the quote space. Okay, because if the DXY would be selling for next week, if this sales actually happens, then we'll be having some buys, which is more like a retracement or a pullback on other pairs like Euro USD, GDP, and the rest. Okay, so that's it for our bearish scenarios, but we'll not take our bullish scenarios out of place. Okay, our bullish scenarios are still very much valid. All right, so what we'll do is we are going to mark out the high like so. All right, so if you are to trade the DXY for the bullish scenarios, breakout retest, then can have price continue to the upside. Like I said, we don't trade the DXY, we just use it to know the directional bias of the dollar for the weeks. Okay, so let's just work with what we actually have, which is the bearishness for this week. Okay, so up next is USDJPY. Come for the next zone for bullishness. This is the zone for the bullishness. Price to break out here of this zone, which is coming looking left, which is coming from here. We can break out, retest there, and push continuations to the upside. First level, you can go for your 100% retracement level, which is looking left, which is this zone like so. All right, so then we can go all the way to the upside. Right, so USDJPY was also one of the best trades. Like I said, we took a lot of signals, free signals were sent on the free Telegram community, and trades were being taken, and CP was being smashed easy with little to no stress. Okay, you can see price just like we anticipated during our weekly market forecast. We wanted price to do our price to break retest and push continuations to the upside on USDJPY. So that also happened, and we took opportunity of that trade, which we had over 162.3 plus on that trade. Okay, so we get that before Friday. Around Friday, we had this retracement all the way to the downside. So if you did not watch our last week video, or you think we are capping, here is the video. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, I hope you can see how we predicted USDJPY and several other pairs into precision. So for the coming weeks, where is our next possible area? Price has more like broken out of this area. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys the bullish and the bearish scenarios. So I'm going to extend this a little bit. Over that zone, like so. So for the bearish scenarios, we have to be patient enough for price to clear the 153 area break to test the and the push continuations to 151 area. Okay, for the bearishness. And for the bullishness, okay, if price can give us a good build up, maybe a 2 to 3 candle strikes, okay, 2 to 3 candle strikes, this you have to do on your lower time frames. Okay, playing these highs, okay, coming up, then a retest, then you can go to your 100% retracement level, or then you can go all the way up of the 158 area, okay, to the upside. So those are our bullish and bearish scenarios for USDJPY. Okay, so USDCHF. So you can also see here on the daily time frame, looking left, okay, we have multiple weak rejections here, and like I said, this was that trend line. Right, this was that trend line that you guys saw, right, from the daily time frame or from the hourly time frame, coming all the way down. So the price has broken out of this strong area, which is that black line we tested. So we have full continuations or price continuations to the upside to our 1.880887 zone, okay, to the up. Okay, welcome back. So this is why we said we predict 1,000 pips, 500 to 1,000 pips into the future. You can see how we predicted that. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a bullish and a bearish scenarios for USDCHF. So I'm going to mark this out, and we already have an upper zone like so. Okay, so all what we need is price to break here, the test, and the push continuations to this first zone, which is our 0.857, okay, to the downside. Right, that's for the bearishness. And for the bullishness, patience, price has to clear there, retest, and the push continuations to the upside. Okay, so those are bearish and bullish scenarios for USDCHF. Up next is AUDUSD. For the bearishness, we'll only be expecting price, if price is able to clear these lows, okay, clear that lows, give us a pullback and a push continuations to the downside. Okay, I can't really see a zone here. Let's see. Okay, so we'll be going all the way to 0.645 area, okay, which is, let's see how many pips to the downside, okay, which is over 161 pips. Okay, like I said, we always trade from zones to zones, and we predict 500 to 1,000 pips into the future. Okay, another awesome trade in which I had to apply my technical analysis and our best strategy, which we also use to take trades, okay, and which we also share to our general community. Signals were also being sent and every other thing. So you can see price also played out just as we wanted. Okay, price started selling from this zone. Okay, I had to take an impulsive trade. Actually, it was more like an impulsive trade from this area, okay, because though if we're looking inside here, I have a left zone and for price ranging around here. So I saw this indecision candle here, more like this doji candle closing and this bearish candle closing. So on the pullback on the lower time frame of that candle, I had to make an entry up there and put a stop loss all the way up there. Okay, so you can see how AUD had played into precision and a lot of money was also being made. So price has gotten to our zone, which is our weekly area of interest. So what are we going to do right now? So easy busy, we are going to look for the next level target for these two pairs. Okay, so our first level is for let's go for the bullishness. Okay, we already have this zone marked out, so price to break out, creates a new higher than this highs. Okay, then we test there, then we can go to our first level, which is somewhere around here. Let me adjust that a little bit. Okay, our first level, which is the 0651 area. Okay, then we can go all the way to these zones of 06655 area, all the way to the upside. Okay, for pullbacks and retracements, mind you, if these pairs are to buy or be bullish, it's more like a retracement. So if you are buying them or you are taking the buys, right, make sure that you enter as soon as possible and leave as soon as possible, because it's just the pullback. It's not going to last for so long, especially when it gets to some key levels like so. All right, so it's very important when price gets to these key levels, it's your profit in one way or the other. Okay, so that's it for the bullishness. And for the bearishness, okay, we'll have to wait for price to clear this support, create a new lower low, lower than these lows. Okay, come back to your 15-minute or 1 hour time frame for that pullback. Then we can go all the way to the downside of the 0.4002 area. Then we can target all the way down here. Okay, so those are our bullish and bearish scenarios. The last but not the least, NZD/USD for this week. Okay, so NZD/USD for a while now. NZD/USD, I've not actually analyzed that with you guys. Okay, I just took some personal trades here on NZD/USD because, like I said, most of these pairs are directly correlated to each other. So if what I was analyzing works for Euro/USD, it's certainly going to work for NZD/USD. Okay, so when I saw my confirmations, we took this sales, but this one was quite a short one because it's been a while I haven't traded NZD/USD like so. But we are seeing some A setups confirmations for NZD/USD. Same thing that happened on DXY. Okay, we see some chart pattern sort of. Okay, see some chart pattern sort of. So our head and a potential right shoulder like so. Okay, so what happens in this case? I would have to mark out my highs like so. Okay, so what we'll be looking for is price to break out of that high, give us a lower time frame retest. Okay, go to your 15-minute or 1 hour time frame, look for that retest, then you can buy all the way to a 1.591 area. Then you can go all the way as deep as there's actually another minor zone here. If you shift this into that area, okay, then we can go to our 0.593 area. Okay, that's it for the bullishness. For the bearishness, okay, for the bearishness, we would mark out these areas like so. So I'll take out the support here. Okay, we'll take out that support there. So wait patiently enough for price. Patience is the key, guys. Take out that support with a retracement there, then we can go all the way to the downside. Okay, so those are bullish and bearish scenarios for NZD/USD, and that's it for this week, guys. So if you are not subscribed to our channel, please do want to smash the subscribe button, drop a like, and also drop a comment on the comment sections. Okay, so the best comments, all right, we'll be giving shout outs for every week on the best comments that we have on the comment sections, and probably giveaways too may come forth. Okay, but we're giving some shout out to most of you that have always been liking, sharing, and commenting on our videos. Okay, so always drop a comment on the comment section. Let's know how well our weekly market forecast has been helpful to your analysis or to your perspective of looking at the chart. Okay, or even though you don't have anything to say and you're feeling our analysis, just drop a fire emoji, just drop some fire emojis on the comment sections for us. And also join our free Telegram community for more signals and also other free stuffs. Okay, so I'm wishing you a profitable trading week, guys, and see you guys next week. Cheers.